I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me. Before I get to my guest right now, what I want to do is just tell you about a little things that's happening in Manchester, Connecticut. I love to remind people about MCC on Main. They're free films. Now, hopefully if you got a computer at home, jump on the website or actually give them a call. They're having lots of free films, and I say free, and they're pretty good. What I did see last time was 20 Feet from Stardom, and actually that was really good. They have fabulous upcoming films that you probably be interested in, and I just want to tell you about them. And just watch out for that. I want to remind you of one coming up April 1st, okay? So keep in tune and make sure you jump up on the website and check it out. And they also have free entertainment and lots of events that are going on. And before, like I said, I get to my guest, I want to tell you about one more thing. I met a young lady, her name was Dawn Reed, and she has a Pure Seduction Entertainment Don Diego Entertainment Connecticut Hostile Takeover Mixtape Tour. Now she's going to be doing a bio on that, so you're going to be watching that and open up your eyes and get on her website, because she has a website. Actually, you can Facebook her too also. Now it's time to get to my guest, the lovely Linda Thompson, and I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pamela. And you are a actress, you're actor, singer, and first
do a little modeling too.
Yes, and you have other things that are going on in other projects that
Absolutely.
you're gonna be working on.
Absolutely.
And starting your own music entertainment CD.
Yes, Lady Linda, yes.
Yes. And what I want to talk about first of all is your acting. You were in a play called not a play, but a movie, K-Skills.
K-Skills, yes.
K-Skills,
Yes.
okay. With Kevin Otari. He was a very nice young man. I had him on my show before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the young youth and the kids and helping out the youth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how did you get into doing that movie, K-Skills?
Well, I've known about this, well, call me young man, Joe Young.
Yeah.
And again, I had the pleasure with working with him in collaboration on a play that, he was actually co-producing. And, we were able just to form, a tighter bond. And, basically, talent speaks for itself.
Yes.
And, we just kind of vibed. And just from there, it just kind of led into other doors being opened. And pretty much, he told me, the project that he was working on, and, they had auditions, so it wasn't just like, because you're Linda, you're getting this. It was more of, just come out, let's see, what's going on. This is what I'm looking for. And, I went through the process like everybody else.
Yes.
And basically, I was chosen to do the movie. Okay. And, it was phenomenal.
And you were the operator, right? Is that correct? The telephone
yes,
operator?
Yes, I was the bank operator,
yes.
When the young man had called in to, check his account. So, you know, like I was like rude and obnoxious, and you know how I think we all go through those kind of like life experiences where, you know, we're caught a bill collector and they getting on us, and you know, they take it personal, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's their money, no. So anyway,
To me, it sounds like a fun role to play.
yeah, it was very fun, and even like how, you know, the hype of it, I didn't realize that it was gonna be on the level of like such. It was really, you know, comedic, and you know, I was shocked when I saw the final product of it, and
wow.
but I just love that, you know, the audience loved it, and you know, everybody had a good time. So,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness gracious! Now I know you're going to be doing another one that's going to be coming up in the future, and
Yeah, absolutely.
keep up that good work.
Thank you.
It's been a while since I really did see it, but I did see the movie
Yeah.
when I went to Oz with Anthony.
Oh, okay.
'Cause that's where they held it at. It
Yep,
was
absolutely.
Very nice.
Thank
Now, did
you.
you go to the Wadsworth?
Yeah, I did. I did. And it was so funny because I felt like a little, I mean, I'm by all means necessary. I don't really consider myself like a celebrity or a well-known person, but it was just so funny that, you know, people were like coming up to me like, you know, oh my gosh, like, you're the operator. Like, you were so funny. And then people like, you know, I kept watching it over and over. And every time I watch it over and over, I laugh as hard as I did the first time, you know. So it was like really nice to, you know, just to get that vibe. And, you know, even in the audience, people were just like, oh my gosh, like, you're the operator, you're the operator. You know, so yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, do you know how long it actually took to do your part, or it was just one little...
Well,
take?
actually, it wasn't one take, but it didn't take a day. It's, you know, in this industry with acting and, you know, being on screen, you have to have a little bit, of course, talent, but you also have to have common sense. And sometimes you just have to, like, put yourself into that situation. So sometimes people think that acting is just about, you know, script, read it and just read it, and that's acting. Like, you really have to like think and process that character, and you know, really, you know, say, okay, what if I really was in this situation, or if this was, you know, who I am. So it didn't take a full day, but it did take, you know, there was like, you know, cutting and editing, but you know, and some of it was just, you know, creativity along, you know, I stayed within the guidelines of what they wanted, but then I added my own little touch. Yeah, my own little improv to it. So yeah.
Also, yeah, I know you were also involved in a play, and for your lines, when you played the play, actually, who were you, first of all, in that second one? Were you like the wife, or?
Well, I did do a play, and actually, you know, just to make a long story short,
I just wanted to know your
character.
character.
I was the starring role. I was the wife
Oh, okay.
in part 1 and part 2. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was like, you know, the trifling wife. And again, you know, even doing that project, it was mainly to, you know, just kind of be able to relate to people, because majority of the time when we're going through things in relationships, normally it's always the man, and the blame is always put on the man. And, you know, we always look, oh, you know, the man is so trifling. And sometimes as women we can be as trifling, cold-hearted, you know, just out there as well. So it was just to kind of show, you know, the balance of, you know, there are some good men out there, and, you know, we have some women that just don't know how to take care of them or appreciate those kind of men being in our lives. So, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Even though that's my alter ego, I'm not that. I'm totally the opposite. I'm very loving, passionate, and I'm totally different from the character that was portrayed. So, you know, that's not me. So I really had to but because I've dealt and been in situations where, you know, I've seen things or personally experienced things, I was really able to embody that character.
Oh, okay. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay. So, did anybody get in touch with you about any other upcoming movies or plays that you can talk about?
Well, right now, I don't want to really talk about it, because to me, you know, until everything is signed on the dotted line, you know, it's official. But, you know, I did get an opportunity for, you know, an upcoming movie. I'm not going to really put it out there exactly what it is and what it is now. But, you know, there are some projects that I'm working on, you know, and... You know, I'm doing commercials.
Yes. Yeah, you talked to me about doing the commercials and the videos too also.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. You know,
how'd you feel about doing the commercials?
just pretty much I'm just getting my feet wet in a little bit of everything. But overall right now it's really like just developing and branding myself as an artist, as Lady Linda.
Yes, okay. Well, we're going to talk about that later on.
Okay.
All right. But the commercials, I want to talk about that. How did you get into doing commercials? And what type of commercials did you do, actually?
Well, I've done a lot of local little commercials, and right now I'm actually working on some things and talking to some people out in New York and everything. Commercials, again, it's kind of along the movie lines, and it's just sometimes, you know, about having that look that they may want, you know, or having that kind of personality. Sometimes it may not even be like, you know, a full commercial. Maybe it's just like, I think I mentioned before about, you know, print. So sometimes it's just, you know, your eyes or your hands or your mouth or something that, you know, whatever, you know, it is that they're trying to portray. So again, you know, it's kind of like, it falls into the lines of what I do. So it's not really anything like, oh my gosh, you know, this is so hard to do or to deal. So,
Did you ever think about voiceovers?
I have.
Okay.
I have. And actually, I was thinking, because even like when I sing, my tone is like a normal tone. Like I don't have like I sing from the soul, but pretty much, you know, I really have my own style. And a lot of people describe it, you know, as a high voice. Some people even say I kind of remind them of Coco, you know, from SWV. So I'm not going to say it's so much of a kid voice or a tone, but it's just not, you know, your regular deep and growl and howling sound. So with that being said, I have thought about voiceovers for kids movies and, you know, kids songs and sing-alongs and different things like that. So that's something else that you know, I'm moving into. So even though I know I'm a little older on the tape, no one will be able to tell, you know. They were like, she sounded like she too.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay. Well, that'll be a great opportunity for you to get into.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite interesting. Anything else that you wanted to get your feet wet into?
I mean, right now I'm just kind of again, exploring different opportunities because, you know, I believe that, you know, you should have some type of revenue coming from all kind of places.
Yes,
and other places.
Definitely, I agree with you with
So one
that.
thing doesn't always work. And even if one thing does work, it's always great to, you know, that's moving, like, let's keep it as a train, you know, let's add this wagon, let's add that wagon, let's add that wagon. So, you know, the opportunities as they come, you know, I just kind of, because I don't want to do anything too that's outside of my character or anything that's like, you know, selling my soul. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, some people get into those kind of situations. So I still want to stay true to who I am, you know, true to, you know, my belief system and, you know, but still touch people and still inspire people. So.
Yeah, but I've noticed that some of the people that are higher up there, they have ended up selling their soul. But I'm not going to get into that one. So that's what I've been hearing and looking at and watching. But well, you have to, when you want to do something, you have to do it for yourself. And
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I believe, you know, like I said, you know, with God, you know, I'm very spiritually based, and you know, with me, I mean, God, He's like the leading.
He's the first.
You know, he's like the leading thing right now in my life, you know. So every decision, everything that I do, you know, I consult with him. Like, actually, you know, he's like, you know, my boyfriend, my boo, whatever, you know, like he's the one who's really just even been keeping me now. So with me, I know that I'm still growing. And again, as I mature and, you know, go through different levels and different phases, my outlook on life may seem different, but because I've always been so rooted and grounded with who I was, especially, you know, spiritually, I can never see myself turning my back on God. You know, so I don't believe that I will ever get to a place where it's like, it's all me, forget about you. You know, so yeah.
Because you'll get a payback time then.
Absolutely. You know, what goes up must come down.
So, yeah, you're right about that. What motivates you?
What motivates me? My son. You know, I have a 6-year-old handsome little boy, and you know, he's my world. You know, every day that I get up, every day, you know, when my mind is racing and going, everything is about what can I do to, you know, provide, to take care of him. And, you know, even what can I do that even when I'm gone, you know, that he could say, well, my mother always taught me that, and my mother, you know, she was really like a true woman to this. And again, I bring him to church, you know, I raise him to know who God is. You know, he prays every morning before going to school. And, you know, I teach him that, you know, so, you know, when he do get older, he will always say, you know, even if he do stray, mommy always told me about this and taught me about that. So, you know, right now he's really my motivation for everything. And even as, like I said, I get older, I just realized that, you know, we're all here on borrowed time. Yes. And old age is no longer killing us anymore. You know, it's not, everybody's not growing old and just dying off. You know, things could just happen. So, you know, I just want to be in a position for myself that, you know, if anything happened, God forbid, that, you know, he's okay, but then also I'm still leaving something behind where he can remember, or even people will remember me as being, you know, a good person.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we will be right back, okay, with Miss Lady Linda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Janice Fleming, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
At Hartford Public Schools, we care about one thing above all, the future of our kids. That's why we're dedicated to providing all students with the knowledge and skills needed in the new global culture. Hartford Public Schools is thriving. More student success stories, more world-class facilities, more university and corporate partnerships, more amazing talent coming and staying in Hartford. This is how education is supposed to work. Welcome to Hartford Public Schools, where the future is present.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me again. Actually, I had my guest earlier, and her name was Linda Thompson, Lady Linda, and we were just talking about acting, singing, her videos, and her music, actually, that she's going to be doing. So what I'm going to do is welcome her back. So welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
Lady Linda.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. And we were talking, like I said earlier, about acting and singing, and you were doing plays, and your son that motivates you, which is really good. It's nice to have somebody young that you can pass your traits on to, and help teach.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I want to talk about your singing career now. We were talking earlier how you wanted to go on to your music and singing career. Can you go on a little bit further about that? And I know everybody has mostly been in the church too, and they started out singing in the church, which is really fun to me because I used to be a worship leader too. But anyway, from your point of view, tell me, you know, how you got started and what interests you into singing.
Well, since I've been a little girl, I would say, like from the age of 3, like I will walk around the house singing. And my mother at that time was really just, you know, strict in, you know, her religion and what she believed. So, you know, we went to like the most like holiest church, and, you know, so we did like the shut-ins and the tear-ins and, you know, all that stuff. And it was like, she was like at every service. And you know,
the
there
one-
she had her children,
Yeah.
you know, and I was always having to go and like, why, Mom, you gotta go to church again and again.
Is this
And
the one? Excuse me. Is this the one with no earrings and all, no makeup and all this other stuff, and you had to wear skirts and all?
Not necessarily apostolic, but it was like Baptist, but they were like old school, you know, Baptist. So yeah, it was just like, you know, no jeans, like you said, no makeup, no jewelry. You know, we couldn't even watch certain things at home on TV, you know, just because, you know, she was just like so like into what she wanted us to do and how she wanted to raise us. And, you know, whether, you know, we liked it or not, like I'm the baby out of 4.
Wow!
So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, so it's like whether we liked it or not, you know, we had to go and, you know, we had to do what, you know, she said because, you know.
You're under her roof.
Absolutely. So, but, you know, she kept us in church and, again, it was just like sometimes, you know, fall asleep in church.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
that's how much, because, you know, we were, and then at that time, it wasn't like you had a set time, like a couple of hours where you go to church and, you know, you had the full day ahead. Like, they kept you like from a 9-to-5 job. So you was in there like 8 hours.
Yeah, I can
you know,
believe it.
a day, you know, you take a break, a lunch break, then you
Come
go
back.
back to service, you come back. So, you know, that's how, you know, we were really raised. And, like I said, I've just always, it was always in me. And then, you know, just growing up in the church, I've always, you know, had a calling. And, you know, when ministers and prophetess will, you know, come to the church, you know, they would always, you know, I was always picked out, you know, of the crowd, like as far as the kid that was chosen, or, you know, I
Okay.
got certain kind of special treatment just because,
Oh my goodness.
you
that's
know, older adults always loved me and they always, you know, saw that quality in me. And again, I stayed in church and I just, you know, sung choir, you know, the devotional service, you know, all those things. And it just kind of, you know, grew into me. And just from then, you know, there on, I've just been kind of like,
What types of
taking
music
off.
do you like? Speaking about music.
well, again, my foundation is gospel, but I do like R&B.
Yeah.
When it comes to rap and other music, I do like soul music.
Okay.
To me, it's not even just so much about the music itself. It's pretty much about the message that it sends.
Correct.
So if it's something that just not agreeable with me in the spirit, I don't really listen to it. And it's not even to have anything against anyone. Like, there's just certain like artists that, even if it's R&B, you know, if you're talking about raunchy stuff and doing all these, you know, crazy
Right,
things, you know, that's not, you know, me on a day-to-day level, you know, basis. Same thing with rappers. If you're talking about, you know, this and that, and
Yeah, some rappers got a variation of
yeah, you know,
different types of music and
right,
languages.
you know, and again, you know, and I just have to be careful too of, you know, how I associate myself, you know.
Correct.
Again, it's not being better than anyone, but I just have to, you know, keep intact with, you know, who I am. And I don't want people to think, you know, oh, wow, you know, because she's associated with this. Sometimes you're just guilty by association. So
Of course,
because she's
yes.
associated with this person, if he or she think that way, then yeah, you know, Lady Linda is on that too. You know, she's about that life too, you know, and that's not, you know, what it is.
Not you. Oh,
Absolutely.
Okay. The music that you're into right now, from your point of view, what are you really focusing on and want to bring to people, to the younger generation? Because I know you want to work with the younger youth.
Yes, I do. My target is young girls, because nowadays in society, you know, I mean, let me back up.
Okay.
Period. Being like a young woman and even growing into being an older woman, there are so many things that make us up as women and so many things that we deal with. And sometimes not knowing yourself, you just kind of do what you see everybody else doing, whether, you know, it's right or wrong. You just kind of go along with it because, you know, you see it and you think it's okay. So with me, I really want to talk to young women and especially young girls that's going through certain things, and maybe they can't talk to their mother at home, or some of them live in foster homes, or their grandmother may take care of them, and they don't feel like opening up about certain things that they may be having, whether it's relationship wise or just body changes. And I really want to be a mentor to them and to that. And again, we all know, being young, you fall in love, or you think you in love. You meet that little boy, and
yes, of course.
and we just go all crazy, and we give him everything, and so my message to the young women out there would be, you don't have to let it all hang out to either get his attention, and then you don't really have to give up your body, especially at such a young age. Like, if a young man want to really be with you, he will, and he'll be with you because of just the quality and what he sees in you. So, even now my music, it's more geared to, relationships and love, being in love, the struggles of, just being with someone that, don't understand you, or, just being with someone where you kind of just grew apart, or, so it's just different levels, but it's all in a way where, I just want everybody to be able to relate, to say that, I could think of that situation, or I may have, or, oh, I know someone in that situation. So that's where I'm coming from. But everything is just like, the love, I'm really big on love and being in love, it's a great thing, it's a beautiful thing. So.
Oh, that's fabulous. And actually what would be good was to point out the warning signs of an abusive man, if a young woman is in a relationship, and what they should also look for in a man, or a friend. Maybe later on they want to really get involved, or they want to get married later.
Well, one of the things that I would say as far as an abusive man would go, control. And there's different levels of control, because maybe a young woman wouldn't really be able to understand it, but like a regular woman who kind of been in and out of relationships, they kind of understand their role as the role that a woman is supposed to play versus a man. But you have some men that's really over aggressive and in control, so that would be one of the signs that's abuse, because sometimes abuse is not always just physical.
Right.
It's mental, it's emotional, it's the way he talked to you, it's the way, how you really perceive him, and those will be some of the signs that, that's like a whole other segment, within itself. So
we'll talk about that next time.
Absolutely. So, but definitely.
Okay. And like I said, I know you were focusing on music, and you want to develop that more. And have you been writing any songs lately?
I have. Actually, I've been doing collaborations, and actually, I had someone else, like, kind of hit me up, and they're like, hey, I need you on this track, and I'm like, okay, well, send me, the info and everything like that, because, again, I have to know what I'm being a part of. And anyway, he sent me over the, information and everything that I needed to know, and I'm like, okay, this is something I think I can do. So, he's gonna kind of send me his idea of, what he wants, and then, I'll add my ideas, or, tweak it the way,
Okay.
Lady Linda style.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm constantly like working on things, and, writing and collabos. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, actually, what I'm going to do is ask you, do you have like a website? So if the younger women would like to get in touch with you and talk about anything that they cannot talk about with anyone else, would you be available to give up your website?
Yes, actually, that's Lady Linda, and Linda is with a Y. LadyLinda.weebly, WEEBLY.com. And pretty much, you could go there, and my link is to my Facebook page and to Twitter, so you guys can follow me.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, you also going to be starting or working with the youth in your particular church, right? Mm-hmm. In your church, which is
Actually,
good.
I kind of do that already,
Okay.
and some of the the youth, they already embrace that, and
It's fabulous.
again, I see so many great qualities in them, and it kind of just takes me back to that age, at being that age, and you just kind of trying to find yourself and don't really know, but as long as you, and I think that's for anybody. And I had a lot of women in my life like that they were older than me, but they always saw, if she's making that progress to do good, and as long as she's on a path to do something, I was always favored,
Okay. Yeah.
in situations. So, I've always got the good stuff, and I couldn't tell the other kids. I couldn't, and because it would have been like, well, why is she, but So again, when I work with the youth, it's kind of like that same thing. I have my, favorites, and but I love them all. I love them all.
Yeah, that's great. Even though that you work with the youth in the church, do you also do any type of singing in your church right now, as far as?
Yes, I sing in the choir. I put on musical concerts. We actually just had one last weekend, and it was phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
And again, it was different choirs and different groups, locally from around Connecticut, and we do deal with Mass, since Mass is so close. But there's a lot of phenomenal talent. There's a lot of young people, and even in in the church era, it's totally different from when I was coming up, and the way we would sing songs and hymns, but again, it's still portraying the same message, and it's all about God, and it's all about Christ. So
Yes, it is. I like the gospel rap too.
oh yeah,
gospel rap.
definitely,
It's really, really good.
definitely.
Because what I want to point out to everybody is just keep up with Miss Linda Thompson, Lady Linda, and Twitter her, don't forget, and also Facebook her. And we also sing a cappella. That's what you told me.
So you put me on the spot now.
Oh my goodness, seems like I'm always putting everybody on the spot. But I just want to say that she does sing a cappella. Okay, so hopefully next time we'll have you sing a cappella. Do you feel like singing just couple of lines a cappella? Couple of 1, 2, 3, 4, just one sentence or whatever.
I could do a little something.
Okay.
It's you.
Thank you so much.
And actually, I was just gonna sing a little, gospel, hymn. There.
Okay, that's fine.
So it's cool. I don't feel no way tired. I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me.
All right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I want to thank you for joining me on Make It Happen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So don't forget to watch next time. accesstv.org. Make it happen. Watch it, like it, and share it.